If you walked past a grimy storage facility last month, you probably ignored it, but it quietly made someone richer every single day. While TikTok hypes up crypto and flashy drop shipping, the real millionaires are counting cash in businesses you'd never brag about at parties. Here's the twist. The more boring the business, the less competition, and the more reliable the money. But there's a catch almost nobody talks about, and if you miss it, you'll chase passive income forever and never catch it. So what are these so-called boring businesses, and why do they quietly outperform the hype? Let's pull back the curtain on 7 businesses that print money while you sleep, and expose the hidden reason they work when others flop. First, picture a self-storage business. 4 walls, a padlock, and a waiting list of tenants. Here's what almost nobody realizes. Americans now own so much stuff. There are more storage units than McDonald's and Starbucks locations combined. The average storage unit brings in $100 a month. One facility, hundreds of units. No employees needed overnight. No inventory. No tech trends to chase. But the weird part is how sticky these customers are. Most people forget they even rent a unit. So, while everyone else is chasing the next app, storage owners are quietly compounding wealth in the background. Now, let's step into a laundromat on a Tuesday morning. Lights humming, machines spinning, nobody behind the counter. Laundromats rake in $15,000 to $30,000 a month in quarters with little labor. Maintenance is the only headache. And here's the kicker. Machines never call in sick, never ask for a raise, and never argue about scheduling. What most people miss. The real money isn't just in washing clothes, it's in selling vending snacks and detergent, or renting out the extra space. But why don't more people pile into laundromats and storage units? Simple, they sound dull. And that's precisely the moat. Next up, vending machines. Now these aren't just for sugary sodas in high schools anymore. The average machine brings in $300 a month, and a network of 20? That's $6,000, mostly on autopilot. But here's what most people never realize. The best locations are locked up by people who got in before the gold rush. And every year, the machines get smarter. Card readers, Apple Pay, inventory alerts to your phone. The owner's job? Restock snacks and cash checks. Now, let's get even duller. ATM ownership. Yep, you can own the cash machines at gas stations and bars. Each transaction? A $2 to $3 fee, split with the location owner. One ATM can net $300 a month, doing absolutely nothing after setup. The counterintuitive truth? Even with cashless payments rising, there are millions who need cash for tips, taxis, or just avoiding bank scrutiny. But the catch, the real winners own routes, not just single machines. Scale multiplies boring revenue. You might think these businesses are relics, destined to be crushed by tech. But the irony? They thrive when the world gets more uncertain. When the economy turns, people downsize. They need storage, laundry, cash, snacks. Not more apps. But let's pivot. Picture a parking lot. Asphalt, faded paint, a few cars baking in the sun. A single city center parking lot can bring in $10,000 a month, and the owner barely sets foot there. Most people drive past these lots every day, never suspecting their money printers hiding in plain sight. But here's the twist. The best lots aren't bought, they're leased. Owners rent the land, then sublease parking spaces at a markup. So, the real money is in controlling access, not owning land. It's a business built on contracts and overlooked details. Now, let's walk into a car wash. Not the fancy hand-detailed ones, just a drive-through tunnel. Brushes whirring, nobody in sight. A single car wash. $40,000 a month in gross revenue isn't rare. Most of it comes while you sleep, especially after rainstorms. But the wild part, car washes have one of the lowest labor costs of any business. The machines do the work, maintenance is scheduled, and customers pay before they enter. Most people never notice. The real profit is in monthly subscriptions, unlimited washes, steady cash flow, and less churn. But there's a catch. The best locations are expensive, and zoning is a nightmare. That's why the competition stays thin. Let's get even less glamorous. Portable toilet rentals. The porta potty business is a cash cow nobody wants to talk about. Each rental goes for $150 a weekend. Big events rent dozens at a time. The owner schedules drop-offs, hires cleaning, and bills the client. Why does this work? Nobody wants to own the asset, but everyone needs it. And the smellier the job, the less competition you'll face. The gross truth. The fewer people willing to do it, the more you can charge for it. But here's the sneaky part. These businesses scale quietly. You can own dozens of units, hire out the messiest work, and still pocket the margin. Now, you might be thinking, these sound hands-off, but are they really passive? Here's what most passive income advice won't tell you. There's no such thing as money for nothing. Even the boring stuff needs setup, systems, and oversight. But, and this is huge, boring businesses are easier to automate. You can hand off the grunt work and still run the show. Most of the flashy set-and-forget hustles, they burn out fast, get copied instantly, or hinge on trends. But these overlooked businesses, they've survived decades of economic shocks and tech revolutions. The irony is, the more boring the business, the more money it quietly makes in the background. So why do most people still chase the exciting stuff? Blame our brains. We're wired for novelty, not reliability. But the real secret to money while you sleep isn't chasing what's new. It's owning what everyone else ignores. Let's rewind. Remember that curiosity gap I teased at the start? Here's the actual catch most people miss. The real moat isn't passive income. It's boring, predictable cash flow that scared off the competition before you got there. You don't need a revolutionary idea. You need a business so dull nobody else bothers to compete, and systems that quietly run it for you. So if you want to get rich while you sleep, ignore the hype, find the business everyone else overlooks, and get bored enough to profit. And if you're curious about the weirdest ways regular people build silent fortunes, check out our video on invisible millionaires. It's wilder than you think. But let's zoom deeper. Why do these boring empires have such high survival rates when others crash and burn? Here's one reason. These businesses solve unglamorous, everyday problems that never go away. A flashy startup can make headlines, but if the app isn't used, it dies in months. People will always need to wash jeans, park cars, and store Aunt Edna's china. And the numbers back this up. During the 2008 recession, self-storage occupancy rates barely dipped, while retail giants shuddered. Laundromats? They're famously recession-resistant, a 95% success rate after 5 years, compared to only 50% for restaurants. Boring, it seems, is just another word for needed forever. But there's one more twist. These businesses are often cash-based, which means owners get paid immediately, not 30 days later. Contrast that with the tech world, where payment delays and chargebacks can drain your sanity. Here's a micro hook most miss. Boring businesses let you see your profit in real time. Every coin, every bill is instant feedback. Now, let's talk about the hidden upside. Customer loyalty is off the charts. People will switch apps at the drop of a hat, but they'll keep paying for that storage unit for a decade. In fact, the average storage lease lasts 14 months. Some units, 5 years or more. And laundromats. Customers return weekly, sometimes for generations. Grandma, mom, and now the kids, all using the same machines. This is the hidden glue. Replaceable apps, irreplaceable routines. Ever wonder why billionaires quietly buy these businesses once they get rich? It's not for the excitement. It's for the stability. Warren Buffett, for example, has invested in boring businesses for decades. Insurance, railroads, even furniture stores. His mantra, only invest in businesses you can understand. Boring businesses are practically kindergarten level. So, if you want to play the billionaires game, think like them. Buy what's simple, scalable, and so dull, nobody else wants to touch it. But here's a counterintuitive truth. Boring businesses are easier to sell for a premium because buyers crave reliable cash flow. A laundromat with solid books can sell for 4 to 6 times its annual profit, more than some trendy tech startups. So the exit isn't just possible, it's lucrative. Still, don't be fooled. Boring doesn't mean lazy. The biggest mistake? Thinking you can just buy a business and nap forever. The owners who get rich, they automate, delegate, and inspect what they expect. They tweak their vending routes, optimize parking contracts, and upgrade laundry machines for efficiency. Every improvement? More money, less hassle. And if you build the right systems, you really can step away, not forever, but far more than any flashy hustle allows. One last curiosity. The truly boring businesses are often family-run, passed down like secret recipes. That's why you see the same names above laundromats and parking lots for decades. It's generational wealth, no hype needed. So the next time you walk past a bland building, remember, old money is boring money, and boring money never sleeps. Want to get started? Here's a micro hook. The best deals are often off-market, passed quietly among insiders. Start with a single vending machine, or partner with a small storage owner. Learn the ropes, build trust, and scale slowly. And always ask, what problem does this business solve that never goes out of style? If you can answer that, you're already ahead of the hype chasers. So, do you want to be entertained, or do you want to quietly get rich while everyone else is distracted? You know where the smart money is hiding.